Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Prescribing Possibility podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dympna Weil, and thank you for joining me on this, which is our first podcast for the new year of 2026. It's great to be back with you. I had a little notable absence the last month or so, and it was related to just more symptoms. I wasn't feeling so great. I had to adjust things. And so, to keep it real, I didn't intend to not have any podcasts up for you, but I'm back. And so I am thrilled to be here. I am grateful to have you listening. And why don't we just get started? So, today we're going to talk about what your nervous system wants you to know this new year. So, if your nervous system could speak to you this year, it wouldn't ask for a better planner. It wouldn't ask you to be more disciplined. It wouldn't ask you for a stronger mindset. It would say, I'm tired. I am tired of being on high alert all the time. Then it might say something even more honest, which is something along the lines of, I've been protecting you for a very long time, and I need you to notice me now. So, as a physician, I knew how to interpret labs, how to diagnose a disease, how to do a bunch of procedures. But what I didn't know was how deeply I had learned to completely override myself. I treated my body like another thing to manage, not something sacred and something to listen to. And what I see now is that, and what I guess I couldn't see then, in fairness, is that my nervous system wasn't failing me. It was doing its job. And it was saying, this pace is untenable. It isn't safe anymore. So, on this episode, I would love to offer you 3 things that you can do to really bring that gap closer together so that you can treat your body as it needs to be treated and have it and let it be listened to. So the first thing is, number 1, stop using your mind as the only tool you've got. Our society lauds thought over feeling, but you can't really think your way into regulation. You have to show your body. You have to demonstrate that. So I'd like you to just try something if you are in a position where you can. So right now, I'm going to invite you to unclench and relax your jaw. Now, drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And now let's take one longer exhale, then an inhale. So we'll inhale and exhale twice as long. Regulation has begun. So the next point I'd like to raise is we need to interrupt the story that's keeping us stuck. So your nervous system isn't just responding to the grueling schedule that you keep. It's responding to the story you're telling yourself while you move through that schedule. So it's the one that sounds like truth because you've heard it for years. So that story is just so ingrained that it's not even questioned, right? It, might sound a little like I'm behind. I should be doing more. I'm letting people down. If I slow down, everything will fall apart. Or how about if I don't do it, no one's going to do it, right? How many of us have thought those thoughts, said those things to ourselves? I don't think it's a matter of have we ever? I think it's probably how many times in a day do we just automatically have those thoughts, right? So what if those thoughts aren't really insightful and they're not truthful? What if they are just old survival scripts that your nervous system learned a very long time ago and it sticks with what it knows? We need some relief from that constant self-surveillance. So here's a little practice you can take with you. When you notice that internal pressure kind of building, pause and ask, is this thought helping me feel safer or more driven? Right? You don't have to replace it with a positive thought. Nothing needs to be fixed. You just have to name it. So by just acknowledging and stating, hey, this is a story, this is not a fact, right? That is enough. That is recovering. Because when your nervous system realizes it doesn't have to defend you from your own mind, it finally gets to stand down and relax. Sometimes the most regulating thing you can do is not resting your body. For some, it is, of course. And if you need to sleep, you need to sleep, right? But for some, the most regulating thing is actually questioning the voice that never lets you rest. The voice you keep hearing in your mind that has you living in constant fight or flight to do more, achieve more, be more. What if we just question that voice so that we might get a chance to rest? And the third thing I'd like to offer is number 3 is to choose one place or one area of your life to stop performing. So there's one more thing your nervous system is quietly asking for as we move into a brand new year. And it has absolutely nothing to do with breath work or boundaries. It has to do with who you're allowed to be real with, who you feel you can be your most authentic self with, who you feel most comfortable and just unapologetically you because you don't fear being judged. So consider one relationship where you let yourself be a little more honest. Now think of another relationship where you can be perhaps a little less capable. And third, maybe find another relationship in your life, one where maybe you can be just a little less composed. Your nervous system isn't asking you to push harder. It's asking you to stop abandoning yourself while you succeed. Nothing wrong with wanting to achieve and doing these things, but it's a matter of the intention and thoughts that go into it, right? So if something in this episode lands for you, if you recognized yourself in that, the push, or the bracing, or that just quiet exhaustion, I don't want you to just nod and move on. I want to give you a place to start. So the CALM method is the framework I use personally and the one that I use with clinicians and other helpers that I coach when their nervous systems are asking for a change before everything falls apart. So CALM stands for compassion, awareness, listening, and mindfulness. And not as concepts, but as practices that you can use in real life, in real time. It is not intended to fix you. It's about learning how to stop overriding yourself. So the guide I'm sharing is very simple, intentional, and very grounding. It's designed for people who are capable, responsible, but also tired of carrying everything alone. You can download it for free using the link in the show notes. And again, Happy New Year. It's great to be back, and looking forward to a continuation of a wonderful first season. Thanks, everyone.